You said that y'all have two completely different ways to approach it. So my question is for both of you individually. What is your expertise in your business? And also, what is your, like, if you have daily routines, what are they?
So before you answer that question, I want to ask you why you asked it.
Because we here to see you, so I want to know exactly what do y'all do. If you here to, teach us.
No, but I want to know why you really. I know that.
Because you came from nothing to something.
Yeah.
And I want to know, now that you're something, what does that look like?
Consistency. Right? And so and the reason why I'm asking is because I don't want to give you the easy answer, because you're not asking it for the easy answer. Right? There's reason why you're asking, because you think there's an easy button behind my answer. Right? And so I would, and I'm not, it's just how I deal with people, because there's another reason behind answering it. And so me just telling you, yo, probate, do this, do that, is not going to fix the actual problem you have.
Watch how simple the REI Rail app makes wholesale investing. REI Rail offers the data needed to find and make the best offers for wholesaling. Geo-tracking allows you to get all the info you need at a property. And with voice activation, you don't need to risk your safety writing details while driving. So play it safe with REI Rail. And if you have any questions, the Deal Desk will help answer your questions about any property. Go with REI Rail app and simplify your wholesale experience. Click the link to start a free 14-day trial today.
I want to fix the way you think about the problem to begin with, so that you can solve it on your own moving forward. I'm not going to give you the fish. I want to teach you how to do it so you can do it again next time. So it's the method of thinking is the way that most of us need to change the way we do everything, the way we see something and identify it and see a problem and create an opportunity. So that's the real thing I like to teach people, is to see that. And so the insides of what I'm saying to you is that there's problems in real estate all across the board, right? And so what we do in our business is we specialize in solving problems, right? And so that just forget that it's real estate, forget that it has to do anything with title companies. You solve problems. You just happen to solve problems in the world of real estate. And so when you start to think like that, you start to identify, right? So let's just look at the current situation, right? Because I'd rather just politic with you for a second. What's going on in the actual world right now when it comes to real estate?
People have problems.
Yeah, name some. Like give me scenarios of what you've been seeing, right? The new.
Money.
Say it again.
People run out of money.
People have been running out of money, which means they can't what?
Right, which means they can't fix their house, or can't finish the project, or can't pay the bills.
Now we talking. Right, so what I'm trying to get you is develop a mind frame on how to understand, on how to look at the actual scenario of what we live in. And right, and that's because the reality is we ain't no geniuses. We just have we dialed a little bit different, and we think a little bit this way, and it changes the course of everything. So I'm a pilot, right? So if you start off and you're supposed to be heading 220, and you go 221, you know at the end of the trip where it would take you? 1 degree will take you completely somewhere else. And so we just wired a little bit differently. So what I'm trying to paint the picture is because we just solve problems, you have to look at it in the sense that, okay, today in the current scenario, and I'm just saying you open up the newspaper and you look, all right, you got government programs in place trying to help people with the forbearances, but it looks like they're running out of time and it's going to end in January. That sounds like a real estate problem, right? And so if that's a real estate problem and people are still thinking about cold calling this person, you want to educate yourself so much about forbearance, right? People use this word. Everybody really know what a forbearance is? Nah, we just use it online, right? And so this is where we're wired different. We're going to go search for 2-3 days and learn everything about what the actual forbearance is. We're not reading headlines. We're going deep inside of it to figure out what it actually is. And then we're going to be like, oh crap, they got 3 government programs, 2 federal, 1 by the city. Let's look in to see what these programs are used for in order to help these people out of these forbearances, right? So now when I find the list of people that are in forbearance, I'm not going to call and say you want to sell your house. I'm going to call you and say, hey, do you know there's 2 federal programs that you can use to get out of your situation that you're in? Because what did I do? I offered to solve their problem. I didn't say, let me buy your house, because who wants to move out of the house they've been living in? That's what the other 12 calls that you're getting, that's the same thing they saying. But what I'm saying differently is, did you know that the city has a program? Did you know that there's 2 programs federally Tell me about them. You know what? I've been researching the whole week. What you want to talk about? And you list out these things they can do. And you start to offer help. So instead of getting your face hung up in 12 times because they think you're the 12th caller, now you're having a conversation with somebody. But when they come to the realization, it might be out of 10 people you call, 6 of them might talk to you. But if you called and approached them last time, 0 of them will talk to you. But now, out of 6 people talking to you, half of them realize they're not qualified for that program. And now you've created rapport with them. And now they're willing to think about the other options that they have available. You see what I just took a whole something so simple that everybody's talking about, but nobody knows nothing about. And I'm moving in a totally different direction. That's what makes us wired differently. And that's current day right there. That's just spitballing of what it is. And so just take the approach of what everybody else is talking about, just dial it a little bit differently and go in it. So when I started, the reason why I was so good at probate and taxes is because I took my first deal and I reverse engineered my first deal. Never forget it, September 28, 2016, right? She had a house that was she inherited it. It was behind on taxes and had tall grass. Right, so she was probate and taxes. So when I got that $14,000 check after having a negative bank account, right, I felt like I was the richest man in the world. But I wanted to figure out how I can do that again. So I started saying, how can you fall behind on your taxes? Searched everywhere online. I ended up on the North Carolina General State Statute. General State Statutes is where every single state writes their rules on how they have to do every single thing. That's where the laws are written. So I start diving deep. Control F, find the word taxes, comes up. I start going even deeper. So I start reading the state statute on how every single county has to do the way they do their processing of foreclosing on properties that have taxes. They list out that you have to do these steps. Well, guess what? People that was making the phone calls didn't know that. So what did I do? I ran out to the probate office that people didn't even know you can go. And they let me behind the counter into the room. Matter of fact, I was so crazy, I put it on Instagram like a fool. Like, yo, check, I'm in the probate room. 2 months later, they shut it down. But the point that I was making was, is that I got in that room, and in those 2 months, I cleaned up. I'm opening files, and inside those files, guess what I'm seeing? The executor of estate. That means the person that came over there, filled out the paperwork for the person that has the probate. Guess what's sitting there? Their phone number, their address. Why they put that there? Because they want the county to call them when the time was necessary to move to the next step. So I hear I'm taking pictures. I'm making 100 phone calls. Guess how many people answer? 100. What do you think my success rate was on that? Right? Cleaning up. So I got there first because I read the rules of the list of the processes, and the first piece of paper that you got to fill out is a administrator of estate. That's the first public profile in the entire system of probate, is that one sheet of paper. And it has all the information. Guess what? I didn't have to spend money on skip tracing because all the information was there. So what I'm telling you is there's this nerd level of success that you got to dive deep into. Why? Because I was so hungry. I was living at my mom's house at 30 years old. Here I am, I left at 17 I left home at 17 to go to the military, come back broke at 30. That'll mess with your head. So I had to do what I had to do. And so the reason why I didn't just want your question answered, it's easy because you weren't going to do anything with it. I wanted to change the way you thought about approaching the actual problem to begin with. And so that's why I wanted to tell you the full story versus actually giving you an answer.
That's actually what my question was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you mentioned you was an expert at this.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know why, you know.
I became that expert.
Exactly. And then you mentioned he does that in his own way as well. So that's why I want to know his is not just to get like, oh, how you do probate. I have no interest in doing probate. I do a lot of jobs for dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I deal with people with distressed property. So I just wanted to know your expertise and also his, because I don't know.